On today's installation video, we will be showing you how to install a RaceChip on the 1.6 turbo on the Elantra and Veloster Hyundai. Before installing the RaceChip, please wait until your engine is cool enough to work on. Put your parking brake or emergency brake on. If your vehicle is equipped with an alarm system, please disable it. Pop the hood, roll up the windows, close the doors, and press the lock button on your key fob and move that key fob 30 feet away. You're going to wait about 10 minutes after for all the electricity to clear from underneath the hood. For this application today, we're going to be connecting the A to the boost pressure sensor right here, and your B connection is going to go onto your manifold pressure sensor right here. Please note, for this application, there is an aftermarket intake, but if you have a stock car with a stock intake, it will be just below the stock intake. To install the A connection to the turbo boost pressure sensor, we're going to press down on this tab and just pull directly back. It's very important to not pull in the wires, but pull in the actual housing itself. Then we're going to take the RaceChip harness. You'll see there's a locking tab. You want to take the side with the cut on it, not the side with the peg on it. The side of the cut will lock onto the locking tab. Push until you hear it click. Then we'll take the male end of the RaceChip harness and put it right onto that sensor plug we just removed. And make sure you press it on there until it snaps. Next step will be the B connection. Just like the A, we're going to press down the locking tab, pull straight back. Again, do not pull on the wires. Then we're going to be putting the locking tab onto the 45-degree cut. Push until it snaps, and then same thing as before, take the RaceChip male end and push it on until the locking tab snaps. Next up, before we install the RaceChip, we're going to actually install the 4 mounting tabs into either corner. The really nice thing about these mounting tabs, if you ever need to remove the RaceChip for any reason, you simply press on the corners and the tabs will remove, so you can take the RaceChip out but leave the tabs zip tied in place. Before we mount the RaceChip, we're first going to remove the deactivation plug. Now it's very important you hang on to this, throw this in your glove box or maybe your center console. If you ever need to revert the car back to stock, you're going to actually just take the deactivation plug and put it in place of the RaceChip. So to remove the deactivation plug, we're going to grab the FCI plug, pull away, simply pull up. You're going to grab your RaceChip, you're going to put it right inside there and lock it in with the purple FCI plug. It's very important that your green LED on the RS or the S or your LED screen on the GTS does not light up the very first time we install the product. We want to make sure there's no power coming into the unit. So for this application, the Elantra, we're going to mount the RaceChip right here below the battery. It's very important that you keep the RaceChip away from any moisture or hot or moving parts. Therefore, this is the perfect place to mount the RaceChip. Using the longer of the 2 supplied zip ties, go ahead and mount the RaceChip in place. It's very important if you're going to actually zip tie around the electrical wires like we are here, that you don't zip tie too tight to pinch off the electrical lines. Same thing goes for any fluid lines as well, not too tight. Using the smaller of the supplied zip ties, go ahead and route the RaceChip wiring harness away from any hot or moving parts. Make sure the wiring harness is not falling into the radiator fan. And when you're zip tying to the electrical lines, make sure to not do them too tight to pinch off any of the electrical wires themselves. With everything securely mounted in place, the last thing to do is cut the excess ends off of the zip ties. Start in the default setting of the RaceChip for the first time you test drive the car. If everything works great, you can then move the RaceChip to the next level up. Be aware that the car needs some time to adapt before releasing the full performance upgrade. Now, get out, drive, and enjoy your RaceChip.